Welcome to the Pause Perspective.
The podcast where we help dog owners feel calmer, clearer and more confident by understanding what's really going on behind their dog's behaviour.
We're Pat and Molly from Flying Paws Dog Training, and each episode we break down behaviour, training and real life challenges in a way that actually makes sense.
From puppies and adolescents, breed traits and everyday training struggles, we focus on working with your dog's instincts, not against them.
Whether you're trying to prevent problems before they start or you're feeling stuck and not sure what to do next,
you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, clip on the lead,
and let's get into today's episode.
Hello, Molly.
Hello.
How are you going?
Good.
What's happening?
Not much.
Oh, okay.
Never much happening.
No.
There's heaps happening.
Yeah, there is. But anyway. What are we going to talk about today?
This is our part 3 of our Real World Ready
Framework?
podcasts.
Oh,
If you listen to the last episode, the end we would have said this is the step 2 of our framework, which is setting up for success. So this is going to be talking about why your dog struggles.
Okay.
And it's often not what people think, is it?
No. So if your dog's struggling out in the world, it's probably not because they're stubborn.
It's one of those ones that just grind a dog trainer's teeth, isn't it?
Oh,
Stubborn.
it is. Oh, my dog's stubborn. I've got a very stubborn breed of dog. My dog's always stubborn in this situation. Yeah, but it's not.
What are they then if they're not stubborn?
Well, it could be a lot of things,
It
but
could be.
often they're overwhelmed,
Yep.
over threshold,
Overexcited.
overexcited.
Yep.
Yeah. So where do we start?
I think it's reframing things for people. Like you just said, stubborn is a big one. Naughty, they're ignoring me, they don't listen, they don't take treats, they don't.
Yep.
But most of the time it's because the dog's not actually equipped for handling the situation and it's just too much too soon.
Yep. So the dog's not coping in situations that they're not ready for yet.
No.
So one of the big ones is a word called thresholds.
Yes.
What's a threshold?
So a threshold, the definition of a threshold is the point, or for a dog, sorry, the definition of a threshold is the point where your dog can still think.
Yep.
So I think probably the easiest way to think of it is like a red zone and a green zone.
Yep.
Under threshold, they're in the green zone, they're learning what happens. In the red zone, they're over threshold and they're in survival mode. So
Yep.
this is where we see fight, flight,
Yep.
fiddle, freeze. There's a lot of F's now, but
Yep.
those sort of behaviours. Yeah.
Yep. And they can't think or learn in
No,
those
once they're
red
over
zones.
it, you've lost access to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have. So often people, I guess one of the biggest mistakes people do is they do too much too soon
Yeah.
and often too close for too long, and it's too intense.
Or even just one of them, it's too close, it's too long, or it's too intense, or a combination. A combination like
So
you
it
just
doesn't
said.
doesn't always have to be all of them.
No,
Just sometimes
and
it's one of
up
those.
to the individual dog.
Oh, again, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So what's an example?
It might be taking your brand new puppy straight into a busy street.
And why would that be over threshold for them?
Because it could be too overwhelming. It could be overexciting. It could be scary.
Yep.
And they just don't have the skills to cope yet.
with it yet.
So I think the most important thing people need to take when thinking about this is it's not the situation, but it's how much of it and how fast they are thrown into it.
Yeah, definitely. Letting greetings happen too quickly, so rushing up, that can be a bit overwhelming sometimes for dogs. It's like I want a quick hello, but oh wow, that was a bit full on, so that can be another one. And sometimes staying out too long.
Yeah.
So staying in those things. So what are we going to do next?
Well, we're going to look at being able to understand when the dog's over it, when they're over threshold. So as we mentioned in the last one,
Yep.
again, this is very individual dog specific.
Yeah, it
There
is.
are general rules,
That
let's
we
say,
look
with
at.
it.
Yep.
But again, it's
Yeah.
not a hard and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
So
dog's
not
individual.
taking food or taking food really roughly.
Yeah, and that's a big one too, because sometimes people can say, "Oh, my dog still eats it,"
Yeah.
but Zan's a good one. If he gets a little bit over aroused, he's still looking at you, still taking the food, but you can notice he's getting a bit snappy with taking it. So that can be a good indication.
Is now the time to mention I still have a scar on my hand from your dog?
Yeah, well, we'll just move on. What's the next thing?
Fixating.
Mm-hmm.
So locking on to a trigger.
Yep.
It might be faster movement.
Mm-hmm.
And ignoring what you're saying.
Yeah.
And these all get labelled as bad behaviour. They're snatching food. They're not listening to me.
Yep.
They're pulling. They're staring. But they're actually early signs that we're not coping.
Yep, they're not bad behaviour. Yep, that's exactly right.
So how can we alleviate some of this?
Well, distance is the biggest one.
Yeah.
It creates space. So
it creates safety.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes, distance creates safety.
I mean, it does create space
as well. But, it creates safety. Space also reduces the pressure of things, so that can help as well. And the pressure can build when we stay too long or too close to something. So so that distance is
I think
a big one.
One of the things we hear a lot is they've got to be in a situation. Or people think their dogs need to be in a situation, so they learn to get used to it. But then what happens is potentially flooding.
Yeah.
And we've had this discussion a long time ago when we were in Hobart and we were doing some car training.
Yep.
We'll say with Murph and Zan.
Yep.
Murph thought it was great because he couldn't give treats. 2 hoots about the cars and he got heaps of treats. But he was there being Zan's little emotional support dog. And you were doing some training with Zan. Murph just happened to be there. And we had a conversation afterwards about whether it was flooding or not. And this is where, even for a dog trainer, flooding can be really obvious. Yeah. It can be you just thrown into the middle of, like, let's say a dog that's not sure about other dogs gets thrown into the middle of a dog park. Yeah. That's flooding. Yep. When you're actually training, sometimes there is a grey area of whether you're flooding or not. For most situations, I think, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think if you are questioning whether you are pushing the dog too much, you've probably gone too far. Yeah, you have. I suppose what it comes back to is that distance isn't avoiding the problem, and by giving your dog more distance, you aren't opting out. No. You're just allowing your dog to be able to handle things better. Yeah. Keeping the doors in the brain open so that you can get learning in. Yeah. So that's an important one. Yeah, definitely. Anything else? I think probably, the most important thing is going back to step one. So if you haven't listened to our podcast before this with, understanding your dog, you can't set them up if you don't understand them. No. So if you think your dog's excited and it's scared, we need to handle those situations. Yep. The same but differently, which is, you're still going to give them distance, but what you actually might do are two different things. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So listen to the previous one first and then listen to this one. Yeah. But understanding tells you what your dog needs. Yep. And setting them up is how you give it to them. Yeah. Yep. So it's pretty important. Yeah. And this all has to do with our real world ready framework. Yep. Which is released now. Yep. And people can purchase it. Yep. And we're pretty excited about it actually, aren't we? It's what we've found, and what we've found from talking to people that have purchased it is it's the piece that people are missing. Yeah. The real life stuff. They can do it at home. They can do it, in controlled situations like maybe training, but in the uncontrolled situations. And it's one of the things that frustrates a lot of people is they go, oh, this dog ran up to me, or this person came around the corner, and we can't control when a car's going to drive past that our dog might lunge at, or when a dog's going to pop up behind a fence. So, having some things in place for real life is why we've done this.
Yeah, it is. So we're very excited.
Yes.
So if you like this podcast, give us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Have a look at our Real World We're Ready framework.
Yeah, I'll pop a link down below. Yep.
Don't forget to follow us. It gets us out to more people so that we can spread the word and gets us out to more countries.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. And we will see everyone in the next one where we look at part 3 of our framework.
See you then. Right.
Yep.